Hi, everybody. If you don't know me, I am Sasha, the founder at Loft47, and I wanted to take this short video because I know AI can be pretty confusing right now, and we've got a lot going on at Loft, which is really exciting. So I just wanted to walk you through what we're doing. So we've got some AI built into the platform already in where you can create deals from PDFs, and we're doing some signature reviews and data extraction for you. But we've just launched our MCP server, which allows you to pull information out of Loft47, blend it with other information sources, or do thorough analysis of your financial positions and activity. It will also allow you to take action. So you can ask Claude or whatever tool that you are using that's connected to an MCP to take action on your behalf or to show you information or summarize that information. So I'm going to go through that stuff really quickly today. This is going to be a little bit rough. I can't always get exactly what you're looking for, but we're really excited to bring this to the market right now. And we are looking for early adopters, people who are already using some of these tools to help us really build some agents that you can just reuse. So if you aren't familiar with Claude Cowork, or if you don't know how to prompt, you should be able to use some of these tools that we provided. So we just would love to get some user feedback and get some hands-on users using it. So I want to show you how cool this is. So the first thing is for Loft, you can, on any of the new creates, if you're using the AI, you can just generate using AI. So you can grab any number of PDFs and drag and drop them in here or upload them. That's going to put them in a queue for you, which it takes about a minute per deal to get created. So it's going to create those deals with all the details, all the people, all the, all the address information, date, people, all that keying data entry in is gone. But more than that, we open up this requirements tracking. So we do custom requirements, which is really cool. And we also do custom tagging, which is really cool. That helps streamline or take advantage of your own workflow. And that's going to work really well and be very helpful for you when you're using tools like Claude. And I'll show you that. So in here, we have this requirements section. And I just want to show you, you can see the general information, the PDF, we'll extract signatures, tell you what's there and what's missing, also send notifications about that. You can view all the extracted data if you'd like, and you can make comments directly to your agents if there's anything missing or that you notice right away. So that's the overview of how it's working in Loft47 right now. And why don't we hop over to Claude, and I'll show you some of the things you can do with it. So I've already prompted to say, hey, what are the pending payouts that I'm looking at this week for my brokerage? And I've asked it to keep all the data anonymous. So if you were using it, it's going to have access to your brokerage information, and it's going to be able to tell you agent names, all that kind of stuff. But for today, we're keeping that private. So you can see this particular brokerage has 3 payouts. It's warning that there's a 4th deal that has a closing date this week, but there's no payouts remaining. Maybe the commissions haven't been set up properly. So, and of course, instead of showing deal data, we're just showing a link to the actual address, to the actual link ID or the deal ID, sorry. So then it asks you for further information. You can write things like, give me a summary of the requirement states for these deals and give me a verdict on when we can pay out. Okay, so that's just going to take a minute. I'll do a pause because it does take a couple minutes between questions. Okay, great. So now you can see it works its way through. It's finding the data that it needs to get those requirement states. And unfortunately for this brokerage, again, demo data can be like this. Each one of these has 4 requirement states, and each one of the deals that are closing don't have documents attached and are still in the pending state of approval. So the verdict being, don't pay this out this week. And I mean, it's you would have to look into why those aren't being worked on. So you can imagine if you are working with something like this, you could get a really nice overview of where your compliance is at for all of your pending payouts. And you could bundle this into a weekly project. So Claude could do this at the beginning of every week to say, hey, where are we at? What has to go out this week? And where is everything at from a compliance standpoint if you're using the product? Another opportunity is asking your tool to tell you or give you some insight into your commission plans. So, no, thank you. Let's move on. Please review the commission plans for the last 12 months and review what commission plans contribute the most to. Sorry about this. This is why it can be difficult doing live demos. The most to brokerage income and suggest optimizations. Okay, so that's going to go and ask us a bunch of questions, and I'll pause again while it's looking for that information. Okay, great. It did more work. So it needs to pull the right data. It just takes you through that, asks you a few questions if it needs to, and it can spit out some output like this: total brokerage income across all the transactions. And it'll break it down by the fee types. So it can be an incredibly valuable asset to have it analyzing this. And with tools like Claude Cowork, you can, again, bundle it into like, hey, I want to do this analysis once a quarter, once a month, if you'd like. And it can just run in the background having this kind of access. It's going to give you some optimization observations, where the income is primarily sitting and how to get the most advantage of it, and some recommended next steps. It's a very powerful tool to use when it's exposed to all of your back office financial commission structures. And finally, it can do a few interesting things like doing some tasks. Maybe you want to do a bulk task. And in this example, I'm saying, find me a full list of deals where there's an agent from the brokerage on the list side and sell side of the transaction, and then add a tag called Office Double End. It's also instructing it to say, well, if there's no tag called Office Double End, create it. Apply a green tape tag to it, and then apply it once that tag is created. So I'm going to pause again while it does some thinking, and I'll get back to you. Okay, great. And you can see, again, had more questions, went in looking for the information, found 7 deals where there's an internal agent on both sides, created the tag and updated the tag. Of course, it asks for your permission and it lets you know what it did. And then it also, because this is staging demo data, it's also letting me know that there's a double end tag on some other deals that don't have a double end. So it can really get very detailed, in-depth information to you and be incredibly helpful to you. So I'll show you this as well, just really quickly. So let's go back into Loft now. Let's do a filter. Let's see if we can filter by that new tag. It was created Office Double End. And you can see that it has applied that on all of those deals. So this is why we're looking for. We build the software, but we don't know your workflows and what could be most helpful to you right now. There's endless opportunity with what can be done using these kinds of tools and our MCP. So we want to find brokerages who are just willing to grab a hold of this new technology, and maybe we can work together to build a few custom agents that are really, really effective at getting you ahead of compliance or getting you ahead of some payouts or some routine tasks that you always have to do, that where Claude or AI could do some of that heavy lifting. So please reach out.